Hey, this is editing Elise here. I wanted to pop in real quick before the video and the intro starts. As promised, in the last episode of The Shining Pearl where I bonked my head against Cynthia wall, I would stream one final attempt. Well, the final attempt proved to be useful, but I wanted just to say, because there will be an intro after this, so there's not much to say, but I will say I will pop in from time to time explaining things, giving a quick explanation and that sort of stuff, so that you have a little bit of more context on what happens in the video behind me and that sort of stuff. But yeah, 4 hours was enough. I beat it after seeing that I thought I wouldn't. So do know, from time to time I will pop in, explain things, and give you context. And as in the video will also be foretold, if you want to see the full 4 hour experience, yeah, it's over 4 hours and 20. It's like 4 hours and 20 minutes. There will be a link at the top of the video description, which will lead to that VOD on YouTube. So if you want to see the full unedited experience, make sure to check that out. But otherwise, here's the video. Should be around an hour and a half. I'm gonna try and that sort of stuff. So do know. And yeah, with that, let's head out to the intro. Like this, okay? I'm gonna note the timestamp during the videos of what I wanted to edit and put out, and I'll get them to, like, I download the Twitch stream or something, I don't know, and edit them tomorrow or afternoon at least, so that I know which timestamps I need to do. YouTube, welcome. I wanted originally to record this, but this is gonna be taken live from Twitch and that sort of stuff. As I promised, I will be streaming my last attempt, as you have seen in the last video. And if you don't know what this is my Pokemon Electric type monologue. If you haven't watched the last episode, I highly recommend you do. Because it is the context of this episode. In short, I bonked my head against the wall trying to defeat Cynthia for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Didn't work. So I'm gonna dedicate one more stream to it, 3 to 4 hours. If I don't beat it, I don't beat it, so be it. If I do beat it, I do beat it, and we're all happy and that sort of stuff. But the main reason is, like, the only challenge basically left is Cynthia that I've proven to defeat. And of course I can level another 10 levels and that sort of stuff, and that might be the solution. But I don't want to overlevel with like 5 levels or more, basically, and that sort of stuff. Form 73 for Cynthia's ace, basically. This causes me to either choose for 2 things. Making episodes until eventually I boink my head through the wall and defeat Cynthia. Or take one more stream, maybe step out of the Elite 4, try some stuff, get some items and that sort of stuff, maybe some more TMs, and try this again. So this will be at least the first attempt of the stream and that sort of stuff. So if you're seeing this, this video will be edited and compiled of the stream that I did on the 21st of January. So yeah, if you like it, make sure to think, and let's bonk our head against the wall again. I think for the first hour I'm gonna try like a few attempts and see how well my RNG is and that sort of stuff. And I think I will show 2 interesting attempts and that sort of stuff. The thing is, I can't record now because apparently there's an issue with my recording output. So, yeah. So I think I will show 2 attempts, maybe. Because they normally take 10 minutes and that sort of stuff. And then I will go do my thing, basically, and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Our first attempt of the day. How well is my luck? Because it wasn't present in the last video. So if you see that loss counters jump without showing me a loss, do know I have been streaming, and I will link the stream in the description down below in case you want to see the full thing. But do know there will be a little edit here and there that loss counter might jump up from here time to time, but okay, we're back on script. The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, normally if I do this, I think Cynthia already swaps to Gastrodon. And the thing is, if I do that, or no, because it's a green health, right? Now, here, see, it swaps Gastrodon. Right? Yeah. The thing is, I don't know, when Cynthia does Dark Pulse, I don't know why, but when Cynthia does Dark Pulse, I don't know why, but basically when Cynthia does Dark Pulse, she switches to Gastrodon because of the Earthquake. But when she does Shadow Ball and does the same amount of HP, would you switch to Lucario with like Aura Sphere? And start stuff. So, like, I don't get that, because I'm pretty sure Aura Sphere kills at like every HP drop. But... like, I'm pretty sure like Aura Sphere would kill. At least against Magnezone, because it's super effective. Terra, Burn, Freeze. No? Thing is, I can switch out, but then I get a Rook Tomb, and the next turn I get like Earthquake. That's the problem. So. That's the problem, I get Earthquake. Cold. Oh, I get burned, of course. Okay, maybe my luck is not as pleasant as I think that it is. Like, that's the thing, why does it suddenly go for Scald? Does that kill? Oh. I know it can Earthquake, but... and I know that, like... I know that the AI loves to go for speed control and that sort of stuff, but... well, that's one Pokemon versus one, but I'm 2 down, technically, because I only have 5. And look, no, Roserade. And nothing is really very effective. If I can get a Paralysis, that would be great. Like, this is the problem that I started to notice. I'm like, on my bit, I think I start to fish too much for stuff that is required luck. So... no para this time. Stuffed it out! Huh. Like, I'm fishing, like, to my feeling, I'm fishing for too many things that require luck. Like paralysis, stuffing it out. You know? So... Agapad was... ja, Roserade was quicker. Which is stupid. And that's also the reason I wanted to use the kit thing. Because, like, I feel like if I can get the kit, I can do more damage. And if I can do more damage, I maybe can get the upper hand. You know? No. You know, when you put a crit item on the guy so that you get crit more? No. Oh. That puts him out of healing range. Oh, you have I was like, why are you quicker? That kills! I sometimes forget this thing has Sucker Punch. Yeah, and I'm already dead. Because there's still also Lucario, and both of my Pokemon died instantly to like... die instantly to like... to Lucario's Arrow Sphere. No. Lotte. Oh, now it's gonna be flame warping. Is it gonna mirror code now and is my Patchery so dead anyway? I was expecting Lucario, actually. No, I want to Gasnold. I hate this thing so much. I have PTSD about this thing. I have PTSD. This thing has Mirror Code. Why is it not using Mirror Code? Like, I hate this thing so much. It's like so tanky. I don't know, does like Paralyze also count for like the thing? Oh, there's Mirror Code. Because I know the thing is Mirror Code only takes on magical or special attacks. And such stuff. And that puts it in healing range. And you're gonna heal for a turn. Ah, that's tiny! That do be tiny? That was actually a smart move for once. I should crit and I'm dead. Or, you know where that happens? Okay, it's lost. Yields its stream. Okay, Kitten, I didn't say anything. Okay, Kitten, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Okay. Not that I'm gonna defeat Lucario because I'm getting like one Aura Sphere to the head and I'm dead. But see. So yeah, this is the attempt 1, and I did go a bit luckier, so I have faith, but we'll see. For YouTube now I'm gonna cut, so that you know where YouTube expect to cut, and I don't know where I will cut again, but I'll see you soon. If you want to watch what happens next, make sure to check out the stream below. Okay, as you can see, you know, I want to just record one attempt, have an intro, and that sort of stuff. The funny thing is my OBS recording didn't work, so I had to cut it directly from Twitch in the stream. And that sort of stuff. But at this point, I've done a few attempts. And there was trying left and right, and that sort of stuff. And when this, you know, when this idea came forward, I thought if I can use Roar, break out Garchomp, and can defeat Garchomp, then most of the other Pokemon will be, you know, not of a problem. As you know, in the last video, I got to Garchomp, even did some health, I thought. Do I? Sure. I don't know if I did. But if I didn't, my bad. But I got to Garchomp and that sort of stuff. But Garchomp outsped most of what I had left off. So I thought if I can drag it out early with Shinx and that sort of stuff, then I can, you know, kill it and maybe have a chance at winning. But this proved actually genius, in sense of that it showed me something I didn't know, and B, it was the most stupid idea I ever done, and that sort of stuff. But if you don't know, Cynthia's team is competitively built. Most of the Elite Four teams in Shiny Pearl got like a competitive team built with like EVs, health items, as shown with Melodic, Marvelous Skill, and a Flame Orb, for example. I think Ghost Rate is an expert belt. Gastrodon has leftovers and that sort of stuff. And Garchomp has a Yacha Berry, because Garchomp is like 4 times weak to ice and that sort of stuff. So with that reason, they are competitively built. Garchomp is, from the top of my head, invested into attack and speed. So max out speed EVs, max out attack EVs. And yeah, that realization brought me to the following attempt, where I realized that like Garchomp, winning against Garchomp either required a lot of luck, or wasn't not possible. Enjoy the roar attempt. Now, if I'm gonna try stuff, let's be funny for once. Like, let's be funny for once. Maybe it's not my smartest idea, but like, I'm out of ideas at this point. I'm just out of ideas for this point. Like, I know it's supposed to be a script, and I know I'm not now gonna play by the script. I said that like 10 thousands of times, 20 times, 30 times, 10 thousands of times. And I've heard this thing too much that I'm like, you know, get like shivers from it. But maybe I could do like something funny with Roar. You're quicker? Oh. Are you again? You know, I don't want you here. You know, fuck it! Bring it on! Dragonklaw, why not Earthquake? Oh, Dragonklaw feels awesome. Fuck it, bring it on! Put it onto the test! Oh, you're quicker. Well, this survives, but like the first next turn, I will be dead. Is this thing really quicker than everything in my team? Is this thing really quicker than everything in my team? I was level 66. I thought it was level 68. Oh, it is quicker than everything in my team. Okay, I might have to quit. Because if it's quicker than everything in my team, then I won't stand a chance. No matter what I do. I might have a problem. I might have a problem. I might need to get out of the Elite Four. and reconsider my options. Because that thing is just quicker than everything on my team. Okay, yeah, there was it. I had a problem. Garchomp outsped everything on my team. And with an earthquake, there was only one option, or two options to do. Either hoping I get extremely lucky, which ironically now that I think about it back thing, might be something that caused me to win this, as you will see later, because yeah, I think I only won because of luck. Like, you know, tough it out through friendship, missing, curing condition, and that sort of stuff. Or throwing my strategy around by, for example, using legndarys not against Gastrodon, but against Garchomp. But that required me that I couldn't, like, deal with Spiritomb that much. Or the third thing, which I feared the most, because Bertha wasn't a problem and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the third thing what I could do is leave the Elite Four, get some items like an Expert Dell, a Choice Scarf, a Muscle Band, leftovers, and that sort of stuff, and then try again. This will result in a few more levels and that sort of stuff. Because do note, I don't have my Pokemon EV trained. I am not aware how to EV train properly in Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, and that sort of stuff. So thing. But what I realized after during the stream as I was looking for items, Choice Scarf, Muscle Band, and that sort of stuff are locked behind the post game in the battle tower. Leftovers was also either locked in the post game, but also could be found in the underground if you go to the Sinnoh town. And there was like one big room in that section of the underground that hold leftovers, which I got. The Wise Glasses was in the town, Cynthia's grandmother town. You know that one? There was a house in that shop area. There is a shop. There is a guy with glasses. If you talk to him in the morning, you get the Wise Glasses. The choice packs, basically. It's not really choice packs. It was Wise Glasses. I don't know if you get choice packs if you talk to him in the morning, or did I just fucked up. At least those Wise Glasses increase a part of the special boost special attack. And it is the thing that Lucario holds. So in case you're not aware, Lucario holds choice pack, because Lucario is only special attacking with Aura Sphere, Dragon Pulse, Nasty Plot, and I think Flash Cannon from the top of my head. I think, but not sure. So, that brings me by Expert Belt and Choice Scarf. Not the Choice Scarf, you know the one that, like, if you get fully hit, you survive with 1 HP? Like sturdy, but like in item form. I think it's not a Choice Scarf, it's not a Choice Band. You know that red, yellow band item? That just survives you with 1 HP? Yeah, Focus Sash, that was it. Focus Sash. That one, along the Expert Belt, you could find those by an old man in a house near Ramus Park. So if you go to Ramus Park in that forest area, there's a house. If you talk to a man in that house, he requires to find you a Pokemon with a level. With a certain level. And if you show that Pokemon, you get, you know, the Expert Belt, the Focus Sash, and that sort of stuff. But you know what he asked me to find? Level 87. Yeah, I'm not gonna overlevel that much for this monologue. So there were also no Expert Belt, no Focus Sash. Eventually, I ended up with Wise Glasses and leftovers. And as I said, leftovers. If I didn't get leftovers, I didn't think I would have won in this 4 hours, which are you gonna see at the end. And if you skip them in the end, screw you. Such stuff. But yeah, this required me to go to the Elite Four again. And the reason I took this attempt is what I wanted to show you what I was expecting. But eventually, as you learned, I put the Grass Blade on Raichu because Raichu had more special attack than Pachirisu. And because of that, dealing with Gastrodon was easier. So Raichu, I bought into Bertha with the idea of one-shot everything, which it did. But like Golem became a problem and that sort of stuff. And if you want to see the full Elite Four run, as I said, vote down below. But yeah, I wanted to show you what my fear was, which apparently didn't interfere. Because apparently Bertha was not a problem. I even, in the end, I think I've been 2 or 3 times through this stream to the Elite Four again to get levels. I think. But I just wanted to show you what happens when I fight Bertha again. And I'm not gonna say, but after Bertha, I'm gonna directly go to the Cynthia attempt after it. Because why would I cut in like a Cynthia attempt again with a few additional levels? Because my main thing was, I get items. If I go to Dream League 4, I'll try to survive with as much Pokemon as possible, so they get levels. And maybe if I have a few levels, I can defeat Garchomp. So after Bertha will directly be the Cynthia attempt. That was the first attempt through this Elite 4. Or after the second time Elite 4. And after that, we're gonna have another little talk. I even have a Pokemon home and I like the Pokemon now. I don't want to show what you have learned. I'm allergic to your type. Hold on, I need to notice that something down. Get it. Maybe I should have from the start given Raichu, I guess not, a grass blade. Oh yeah, this thing is sturdy. Ugh. I'm a rock. I can withstand hits. Survive, Raichu, survive. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, because Pachirizo last time went like, was like, I draw blood. I'll tough this out, Elise, and I'm gonna draw blood. So... You're a good Pokemon, babe. You're a good Pokemon. What is that for berry? Is that een hoorn or citrus? Yeah, see the problem? See that problem? That's the reason why I didn't want to go to the Elite 4 again. Oh. This is the sole reason I didn't want to go to the Elite 4 again. Luckily I don't have I have Magnezone left. That does 85 if it wasn't high roll. I need to tough you up. I need you to tough it out, Magnezone. I need you to kill. Draw blood. Good Magnezone. Good Pokemon. That's one thing I can do here. This is the reason I learned retard Electivire low sleep. Jesus. You have Ice Fang? Okay, Magnezone. Yeah, I have one. Okay, Bertha might not be the problem again. In case I also had the Electivire who had like low sweep, but... And now back to Cynthia, YouTube, because I have cut it a lot out, and I am gonna do a bit of talk in between. I'm gonna make a little script in between, do a talk in between, and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. YouTube, I'll see you at Cynthia, or when I start to talk, no matter how I do. I guess I'm thinking I'm gonna like record in between sections. I believed in my Pokemon. I said draw blood, and if you don't draw blood, you'll be draw blood. If you see this back, because I'm gonna at this attempt, I primarily looked around for items like leftovers, expert belt. I will have explained a bit more about it in detail in between. And I got a few levels, so I have like wise classes, leftovers, and that sort of stuff to help out. I tried to get an expert belt or focusers, but you need to show the man. The man was like, you need a Pokemon with level 87. And I was like, I don't have a Pokemon with level 87. So, yeah. Team-wise, I don't think that much changed. Besides the fact that I found the leftovers, of course. But I also have Zap Cannon now instead of like... What is it? Electro Ball. I can try to use... Hold on, I can try to use the other move to reset like his thing. But is there anything else he can learn? I'm gonna reset Magnezon's Flash Cannon, because I noticed that Flash Cannon is really helpful, and having two is like bomber, basically. And if I'm correctly, I still had a Flash Cannon TM. So. So yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do, and furthermore, and the thing was, I figured out, I played around with Horror in an attempt that I'm not showing, and I figured out that Guard Jump outspeeds everything in my team. At my last attempt that I showed at the start of this video. So, the question made, if I, without like catching any other Pokemon, and without spending days and days and days upon end trying, you know, the game berries, to lower certain stats of my Pokemon in favor of others. I didn't like... I had no choice besides leveling. Because items I wanted are only like post-game. Movesets are not available, so... I want to see if I can hit Sub-Cannon. Okay. That already does less. I should have used for Flash. Why am I going gambling again? Why am I going gambling? I know Flash Cannon works. I still doesn't one hit. Now I guess Skidon comes out. I already can throw this away, because the thing is like... The thing is gonna Earthquake me, and I know it. And nothing wants to go into an Earthquake. You have two. Am I gonna throw this attempt away already? The thing is, otherwise I can deal with like... Yeah, no. Because now I can deal with Roserade. I threw this away by going for Zapcannon at the start. I should have gone for Flash Cannon and be like, the thing is I wanted to go for Zap Cannon. I know it's like a 50% hit move and such stuff, but like it paralyzes the target. That's way lost with like... Ice Glasses might not even be a smart move. Oh. Well, I'm gonna throw this one away. I'm gonna throw this away, YouTube. I'll see you like in the next attempt, whatever that might be. Whatever that might be. This will be the last time I jump in. No, this will be the second time, because I have to give some context, because as you're gonna see, the loss counter jumps up from 37 to 43. And yeah, I was starting to believe this was not possible without like going to level 100 or at least 10 levels higher, because I ended up 10 levels higher with Electrifier. So, and that was even with high luck, but I'll explain later. The reason I'm showing you this attempt, during the previous 7 attempts, I have changed some things around. As you know, I first gave the voice classes to Raichu, but then I realized Grassnode doesn't do as much as I please on Gastrodon. So I gave Raichu the Grass Plate back, purely to deal with Gastrodon, and maybe Roserade, and that sort of stuff. The reason I'm showing this you attempt, because I gave the voice glasses to Magnezone. And the Magnezone, I started to realize Magnezone's Flash Cannon does as much damage with Vice Glass as with the Metal Coat. The benefit of having Vice Glasses is that Magnezone will also do more with, like, at this point, Zap Cannon, because Magnezone has learned Zap Cannon. If it hits, because it is a 50% Zap Cannon. I forgot if I did it to start with it or not. I don't think I did. Oh, shut up a bit. Shut up a bit. Let me double check. Did I start with it? No, I didn't. Because I thought, you know, let's go gambling. Zap Cannon is a 50 move. Gives a chance to paralyze, but that was, you know, that was not really helpful against Spiritomb because of Citrus Berry, healing, and that sort of stuff. But the Vice Glass, indeed, as said, does as much damage as with Metal Coat. So I gave the Vice Glasses to Magnezone because of the benefit that like Tri-Attack and Zap Cannon would also do more damage in general. So in general, over more damage. Raichu is furthermore not changed and that sort of stuff, kept Focus Blast, and I learned eventually that Focus Blast was really, really effective against Lucario too. Pachirisu got a Wiki Berry, in the sense of a Wiki Berry where, you know, it just heals a bit, it did like the taste, so it didn't mind it, nor get confused. It's like a berry that heals. Kit and Luxio got leftovers to passively heal and that sort of stuff. And Electrifier still had the crit ratio, but Electrifier also doesn't have Psychic anymore because it was really not needed. It had Low Sweep again. That is based on target's weight and that sort of stuff. And I gave it Rock Slide that I found in the TM in the same place where Leftovers was, with the reason Rock Slide will be effective against Bugs type and would have me an easier time. But why am I showing this attempt then, instead of the victory attempt first? This was the first attempt, actually, where I feel I had a chance. And in sense of like during all the attempts there, yeah, I got through the Pokémons, I got there, I did this, and that sort of stuff. There's something in my mouth. Huh. But there was always that like, knowing that like once I got to Guard Jump, I didn't win. This attempt, everything seems to roll in my favor. You know how I often said in the last video that I need to play through a script and I need to be really lucky? Well, that started to happen in this thing. But the funny thing about this is, if you have seen my videos, you know that I never switch out. Because, for example, if I switch out on Gastrodon, there's an Earthquake, and nothing really wants an Earthquake, and that sort of stuff. Not let alone Lucario, nothing wants an Aerosphere against its face. But this attempt, I got the Garchomp with only Raichu and Luxray left. I switched in Luxray because something else was killed, I forgot who it was. And I got an Intimidate. I got a plan to, switch to Raichu, let Raichu take the Earthquake, and then switch back to Luxray to get like a -2 attack, to hope maybe do some damage and hope enough. But I forgot A, that Garchomp is a rough skin, and B, if I should have learned, Cynthia is aware of what I do, and that sort of stuff. Perfectly know what I do, and perfectly over the run, over the like 20 to 30 runs that I've done, knows when I do an electric move or not. And I got outplayed. Because instead of like going for Earthquake, Dragon Claw, or Potion Jab, she went for Swords Dance. And that not only negated my -1 attack that I gave her, but I gave her +1, which indeed afterwards did what I was supposed to do, Earthquake. And I sent Luxio in and I was at 0. And was at neutral attack. I was where I left off. Would I have won if I didn't do anything? I don't think so, because as you said, Garchomp would have probably Swords and get the +1, do an Earthquake, and, won. And kill Luxio, and then, Raichu. But I felt so outplayed, Like, I don't like normally showing outplays, but this was so funny to watch. You just have to watch. I will pop in one more time explaining the victory attempt in a little bit of detail, what I think was going right and what not. But yeah, have fun watching the first good, decent attempt. Do it. And then hope that I don't go crazy. But you never know. You never know at this point, huh? Yeah, I have, like, in my last episode that I made last week, basically for recording, I have already fought Cynthia, basically. And that was like 1 hour 45 minutes of just purely Cynthia fight. So, if that doesn't say enough, then I don't know either. You know that lovely team? I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. And I'm gonna hear this and then wake up and be like, Cynthia, no! Not again! Not again and again! Yeah, sunk that in. But I mean, I have been close. It's like piecing the puzzle together, you know? I mean, the loss counter tells for itself, but... no matter what I do, that never seems to do a... Yeah, not hair twist. No matter what I do, it seems to do almost always the same amount of damage. And I don't know why, but she likes to withdraw Pokemon. And such stuff. Oh, this thing is gonna be quicker. Okay, if you really love me, hit the zap cannon. Thank you. Oh. Oh. This is the first time that happened, that he toughed out. Abe is spending tickets. That's the first time that happened. Yeah, sorry, that's the first time that happened. I can blame it. Sorry. Well, Magnezone, you've proven yourself in this one. At least. Or at least this one. Let's go, Pancake Rat, indeed. Oh, my chorizo! And now it's gonna get killed. This is not what I meant, actually. This is not what I wanted. Because I know Chorizo is not quicker, right? No, sad. Oh! Let's go, Pancake Rat. This is what I wanted, actually. I do have a new one, by the way. Cause I have a new. I am working on a UNC jump scare list. Oh, it's cured, even. Oh, let's go. Didn't do anything. So I have a UNC jump scare list. As a kid. Yeah, the goats. We've been blessed with the goats today. But yeah, there is an UNC jump scare redeem if people want to try to scare me. With voice lines. Yeah, Electric Ape. I was like, you're quicker? You have Sucker Punch. Electric Ape. Now it's the question, if Garchomp is still quicker than this, then level 76 Electrifier. Ventile, yeah. You know what they say? Dead Ventile. Still quicker? Still? Level 76? Hey, this was not part of my plan. This was not part of the plan. How did you know I was going to switch? You know what my thought was, progress was? You know, I can switch out. You know, yeah, and then I get Raichu gets Earthquake, and then I can switch Kitten back in. You know, get a -2 attack. But no, no, no. Cynthia, of course, can fucking tell that this is, you know, that I switch out and go Swords Dancing. Because why would we need? Why would we not press the kill button with Earthquake? Why wouldn't we? Oh, neutral damage again. Yeah, I tried to read her by going, you know, by Earthquake, and then, you know, be like, I put her at -2, and she was like, haha, jokes on you. I swear to God, like, why do I jump in before and not after? I want to just explain one thing. As you know, at this point, I have been streaming for 4 hours, and I wanted to go to a 1050, and I started to accept that I want to win this challenge. Or that I would been, you know, as I said to the stream, that like a tree fell in the finish line, that I couldn't pass the finish line, and that I had to give up. You know, I started to be happy with this, because at least I can have said I tried 4 hours, which is roughly 3 to 4 videos, and if I would go to a 1050, that will be roughly 4 to 5, like 4 videos. So primarily I have done 4 videos in one stream, tried, and that sort of stuff, and thing. But I said to my, you know, the funny thing is, I said to myself, I'm gonna try for 4 hours, and if I don't get it, I don't get it, so be it. At least I can say that I tried for 4 hours, you know, as in I've tried everything I can, finding items, leveling even further, without going crazy overleveled and that sort of stuff. The only thing I could left to do at this point is EV train, but that requires a lot of berries, I think, because most of my Pokemon are already EV trained, because the medicine that I tried to do wouldn't affect them. And I could get medicine, but that requires a lot of money grinding. And a lot of money grinding either requires me to get a Pokemon I'm not allowed to use offline, or overlevel again. So in the end, the only thing for me left to do was EV train. And EV train can take a lot of like stupid time, which I decided would probably not be worth it. But then this attempt happened. And you know how I said leftovers was the reason I won? I'm pretty sure that if I didn't have leftovers, I would already be dead. But like, if I didn't have leftovers and like was left at 6 HP and be dead alongside Cynthia's Garchomp, then I would have been defeated. Because I'm pretty sure in Pokemon, if both trainers lose their Pokemon, you will be defeated, this other trainer not, basically. And that sort of stuff. Because you need to heal the Pokemon, you need to scurry back to the Pokemon Center and that sort of stuff. If that happened, I would consider it a victory too. I would have. But you know why I said lucky? Like, the funny thing is, at 4 hours this attempt happened, and I was going pretty well. It was feeling in my favor again with special defense drops on like Lucario, and Zap Canyon that hit and paralyzed him. Raichu toughing it out. But Pachirisu, you know how like in the first Elite Four episode that I did, where Pachirisu really was like toughing it out and became a champion, you know, like a monster against Bertha. Yeah, that happened here too, because the thing is, Pachirisu not only toughed it out once against Garchomp, but twice. And because it toughed it out twice, I could put it at -6 before Pachirisu dies, sent in Luxio. And because it was -6, it tried to Swords Dance, and I could like crunch and crunch. And I got, on the first crunch, I got a defense drop. So I crunched again. And then it did Swords Dance twice, so it was at -2. And then, the thing came, it Earthquaked. I survived. I did crunch. It was dead, because it was -2. And I was left with 6 HP. And after roughly 4 hours of trying bashing my head against the wall, I managed to do it. And yeah, of course, I'm happy and that's stuff I can go further into what I think. But I think you just have to watch this attempt. And that sort of stuff. You have to watch this attempt and see my reaction at the end. Because my reaction at the end is priceless. And this journey was amazing. And this was a good choice to do. Just 4 hours to try and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I will be out editing, but there will be an outro as a sense of like stream Elise will do that. I'm editing Elise basically. Stream Elise will do that. And that sort of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this victory attempt, and I hope you enjoyed the reaction afterwards, and that sort of stuff. Have fun watching the last bit, and I'll see you in the next video, or after this. You know, the high levels, and such stuff. And that's the problem. The real problem. Oh, that's good. Cynthia's bed at least gone. You're not switching out? Huh. I was expecting to switch out again. This might be a little bit of a problem. That's sad, like no stun or something. As a kid, really. Would that be enough? I guess not. Idle, maybe. And now... Roasterade comes out, right? Yeah. That was like... Should have used Thunderbolt. No, I should have used Thunderbolt. And so I hit the 4 hours of stream mark. Bashing my head against the wall. Over and over again. Bashing my head over and over again. Now you can also give me a free turn if you want to. Why not? For a free kill. And one shot? Ah. And insta kills even? I know it's super effective. Is it then invested in attacker's speed? Okay, Pachirito, I need you to tough it out. Thank you, Pachirisu, that is really helpful. Both. This might give me a fighting chance. It might give me a fighting chance. Another one? Another one? Pachirisu. I know it's a sword stance, but this is -6 attack. It's -6 attack now, eh? Pachirisu, you have done your job. Oh, now it's got to -4. Well, Pachirisu did what it has to do. But defense drop! It's at -4. Is that enough? It goes to -2. You know, all the work that Pachirisu did and have been undone. But the defense drop is might be... I don't think I will kill next turn. But I don't think I will survive. I won't survive an earthquake. I don't think. Oh, I do. But there's a rough skin coming in. Crit. I done it! I've done it! I've done it! I've done it! I just barely survived because of that rough skin. I barely. I barely survived. I barely. I'm so happy! YouTube, if for context, I have been like editing like a few attempts here, but there I have removed most of the 4 stream hour together. But yeah, the timer now hits 4 hour and 6 marks. 45 losses, roughly 25 attempts later, I have gotten the win. It took me the realization that I needed some extra levels, but also, as you could see through this attempt, I had a level 60 Electrifier, which was my ace at this point. And yeah, that ace was even outspent by card jump. I think that like if Pachirisu didn't like tough it out 2 times and put like card jump at -6, I don't think I would have ever won this. And that sort of stuff. That attempt here is an attempt portal of everything going in my right way. If you want to see the full VOD, I will leave a link to the VOD down below. So if you want to see the full unedited experience of what I've done in regarding 2 attempts, to searching items like leftovers, expert belt, wise glasses, and that sort of stuff, and more attempts of things that didn't make it, make sure to check that out. The link is at the top of the video description at least. I've done it. It took me 10 levels extra, but I've done it. Can I save? I wanna save, I wanna save, I wanna save. I've done it. I've done it. I don't know. Can I save? It was splendid. Come out, Professor Owen. My child enlisted for my Pokédex project come this far. I don't need to come and witness the crowning achievement. Preggo, Elise, I should call you a child anymore. You've gone into a real champion. Professor, you still enjoy the enthusiasm kids bring to your research, don't you? Step this way, please, Preggo, Elise. Professor Owen, I need you over here as well. I've done it. A 4-hour dread. A 4-hour dread. I've done it. 5 Pokémons. Now saving. Requiring me A to be creative, B, yeah, I might have overleveled as you can see. But yeah, it required me to be creative, thinkful, and as stated earlier in my previous video, this had to go to script. If this didn't go to script and I didn't was lucky, then I think I will never be able to do this. But yeah, these 5? Here, put myself on the side for a moment. These 5 have become Pokemon champion. I've done it. I've done an electric monotype. And you know what the feeling was? I have started to accept the fact that I might not be able to do this. As such stuff. Because of the reason that like Guard Jump outsped even Electrifier. You know, Electrifier is not the most HP, speed, but still. It's 10 levels ahead, and I know the Guard Jump is invested in attack as speed. Because if you don't know, Shining Pearl brought to the table for the Elite Four, basically competitive build Pokemon and that sort of stuff. Like Melodic with the Flame Orb and Marvelous Skill and that sort of stuff. Or Roserade with like, I don't know, what was it again? I think it has Expert Belt and that sort of stuff. So yeah, but I was started to accept that I want to get past the finish line. You know? I have put my sweat and thrown myself against the wall plenty of times. And that sort of stuff. And even, yeah, I could keep leveling, but I don't think like it would be fair to come here with like a level 90 Electrifier, kill everything and be like, ha, done, you know? This feels rewarding, you know? Even if it's like 10 levels ahead. And that was something I expected. When I started this challenge, I could have done it in Pokemon Scarlet, I could have done it in Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Heck, I could have even done it in Pokemon Sword again, or bought Pokemon Shield, or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. But something in me knew me, if I wanted to learn how to be a better Pokemon player, and, you know, better at Nuzlocke or better at Pokemon Monologues, this was the correct step. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I done it. It is like not wise, like for example in the Sword Monologue you had like 20 Pokemon at a point, and you could create a team based on that, but yeah. I'm happy. So, at least for Twitch, this is recorded live on Twitch, this is gonna keep going for a while, till it close down, but for YouTube, thank you for being a part of this journey. If you want to see any of the other previous episodes, I highly recommend you do. You see the struggle, you see the journey, you see the thing. I'm Preggo, you're pregnant Vtuber Transgender on the internet, and that sort of stuff. You're pregnant Vtuber goddess, you're pregnant goddess of fertility, you're pregnant goddess of reproduction. I primarily focus on Project Diva and horror content on my channel, so if you like that, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. But also, if you like Let's Plays like Pokemon Challenges, Call of Duty Zombies, Call of Duty Veteran Campaign Series, Blueprints, and much more, make sure to check my channel out, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and that sort of stuff. If you want to support me a little bit more, you can join my Discord down below to the link tree at the bottom of this video description or at the top of my video description and that sort of stuff. Also, if you want to, my Twitch channel and Voice channel are in there in case you want to be part of this and that sort of stuff. Also, my Instagram, Twitter and Blue Sky are there in case you don't use this, you want to stay up to date. My Ko-fi and Patreon are there if you want to support me a little bit more besides subscribing and ring the notification bell and that sort of stuff. On YouTube, with that, I'm gonna say thank you for being here, thank you for doing this. This was surely a journey, this surely was fun. I'm gonna head out, so might I see you in the next video, which will next week will be for you YouTube Undertale 2 Pacifist. And that sort of stuff. Also, live recorded on Twitch, by chance. So, yeah, until then, bye.